Hello, hello. It's a late night recording. Definitely the energy is not the same as,
Latest in quite a while.
for quite some time. And normally I'm the culprit, the reason for that. But today it's a little different.
The old man has brought us way past our bedtimes.
Yeah. Well, birthday week, you gotta do something.
Gotta live it up. I'll say, for anybody else out there that is also old, I just didn't realize it hit you like the day that you leveled up, the day that you became a new age. Like, I don't know, it just hits you immediately. Like if you don't get those full 8 hours, and I don't know, your body just starts aging rapidly.
You've trapped yourself in the sleeping schedule. I have not done that yet. I will say though, the moment I turn 25, every time I sneeze, I risk blowing my back out every single time.
I've had like a headache since it was my birthday,
and not because of a hangover, because you're old.
Yeah, literally, it was just like, this is your new life,
and
welcome.
It's because of all those times you bragged about never getting headaches.
Yeah,
and they all hit you.
I knew it would get me eventually. And we've done a great job of stacking up a billion different things to talk about somehow.
With a very short amount of time that we have to record.
Yeah. Obviously, if you listen to the last episode, we mentioned how the next game was Chicago. That was a lie. There actually ended up being a midweek against DC. So
right.
Nobody has heard from us since DC, Chicago, and now yesterday we had the Open Cup game.
With the Revs.
Yeah. So there's a lot of a different analysis to talk about. And, when we pile up these games, we usually go with a different format and try to, talk theory and talk about bigger picture stuff. Because how do you include so many thoughts within 20 minutes? We never successfully do. We always run to 30 minutes. But they're across all the games, really, although some of them more boring than others, there's still quite a bit to talk about.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling back. The last time we lost a game was in April. It's April 2nd.
I believe it's 10 unbeaten all competitions right now.
Yeah, and at that time we were a little down bad. We had like a run of 3 games where we lost in a row, and we were like, oh well, there goes that title. We're not retaining it. We're done. Since then, we've been nothing but a bulldozer.
Ronnie has
everything in front of us.
Taken the pain from crashing out of the CCL and somehow channeled it into probably one of the most successful runs that we've had as a club in history, I think. I would say. Definitely.
There's nobody big or small that's really coming to us and getting anything. And obviously a lot of that comes from, this huge home stretch that we've been on. We've not had to travel. Yeah. Which is huge, but, at the same time we're losing players to stupid yellow cards and things like that, and it's not phasing us. Even when we're scraping 1-0 wins, it's like we seem dominant during those games. Yeah.
Certainly with the Open Cup yesterday, I think there was a point when, we were in the 80s possession-wise, like for a percentage.
That's what a Keaton will do for you.
Yeah, when you have the best midfielder, the best player on the globe on your team.
What was it according to height to pass completion ratio?
Yeah.
I think.
But we, zeroing in on that Open Cup game because it's the most immediate to what we've watched from the team. And obviously it was not a full strength lineup, although it got stronger as the minutes ticked on and Ronnie decided he was going to nut up and put some of the big dogs in. But that entire game were absolutely dominating it. I think at some point we tweeted that, I think Bruce Arena got carded like in the first couple minutes of extra time and for being mad. It's like, I don't know how you could possibly be mad after coming in with a game plan of putting like 9 to sometimes 10 men behind the ball for all 90 minutes and
not scoring
and be upset that you're losing. Yeah. Like, I don't know. And he got carded for it. Good on the ref for that. But
mad at the refs for it.
Yeah.
Like it's the refs' fault.
Yeah. All the while we're learning Open Cup refs are no better than pro refs, and without VAR, I would, deem them worse. I'll just go on record.
Yeah, not good.
But there was a lot of highlights, I think, from that. Haak, to me, obviously looked pretty incredible, for what it's worth against, somewhat of a New England B-side. Playing, I think, in a 6 role, which that's always, Haak is that CDM guy, and that's what he's going to do. And we're starting to see Maxey in, a few of the past couple games also in that role. And unfortunately, I feel like, that's something, if Maxey ends up staying with us long term, that is always going to be, you see somewhat more attacking players become a little bit more defensive minded in the midfield. But I hope it's not too long of a thing where maybe guys like Haak might lose positions to an older guy like Maxey. And, this is we're talking long-term NYCFC stuff right now.
Yeah. But I mean, do you think that that's, all these different guys coming in and playing 6? I think even Vuk came in and played 6. Is that Ronnie admitting that he doesn't have a standout guy there? And he's trying anything to find that guy, or do you think it's just kind of let's duct tape this thing together right now? And
yeah, I think it was a little bit of a duct tape at the end of that Open Cup game.
I mean, not to cut you off, but he probably wished he could have pulled James Sands out of the stands and just plugged him in.
Yeah, without a doubt. Not only in that game, but if we could
forever
bring him back, and never allow him to leave. We should never allow Taty to leave. But we're doing all right without him.
I mean, in that Chicago game, unfortunately, we saw some of our firepower go down. Hopefully nothing too serious. Like we were talking, a strain or, at worst case a pull, but not a tear. It didn't seem like he was in too much pain. I feel like if you tear it, it's probably very, very painful. It just looked like he was very annoyed, and at least, like I was telling you, he went down immediately, so he didn't play on it.
Yeah, and we've gotten confirmation that it was his hamstring. I guess we just don't know the degree to which,
the injury is.
Which
we
level
probably won't.
Yeah, and then aside from GP pulling up with that, we went into the game without Taty, which was a concern from the jump after his yellow card accumulation.
Which I did not account for in my prediction that he would score a hat trick.
And we silenced that prediction.
Yes. Well, actually,
I guess it was in the episode, but
it was there. But
the short didn't go global.
Yeah, the short didn't make it out there because I would look like an idiot. And then also in that short, I'm also saying on record that GP would instead score that hat trick, which also painfully we did not see.
Yeah, your bet and the hedge of it both brutally failed. But Heber, I mean, lately his goal contributions have been coming in
Willy Wonka form.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse. I was thinking.
I don't know. But okay. I mean,
and it's not to any fault of his.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, if they're going to put you at the penalty spot, you're going to score it. Hey, that's all you can do is score it. And it's good that you are. And if you're going to press a USL B side keeper and end up with the ball in the back of the net on a tap-in, it's better that it went in than it didn't. But, unfortunately, that's the only production that we're getting out of him right now.
The thing is, right, we were talking earlier a little bit about, how does he fit in to this club post-injury, and I was thinking to it on the way actually to view what would have been a house viewing yesterday, and just thinking Joseph Martinez, when he came back from his injury, he didn't look slow. He may not be banging in goals like he was, but he doesn't look out of shape or out of form or anything. He's still making those runs that he used to make and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then I thought it's kind of unfair to compare them because he is an older man. He is a completely different human being. So people heal differently.
Yeah.
And I do think at least, with coming on versus the Revs, that he did show more than I think he's shown in a long time.
Against the Revs.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe, like Ian was saying, is just to give him time. Maybe that I'm coming around to the fact that maybe we should. Just because, it is a serious injury and people come back in different ways from that. And maybe it just takes the confidence of that Revs game and being able to link up. That was my main concern, was him not joining the link up and kind of just being a target guy, which doesn't work in this team. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not. And it's something that we're going to have to figure out moving forward. And I don't want to open the Pandora's box that is like Taty talk, because it always comes up in one way or another, because we're reminded weekly and mid-weekly every game we have that this team runs through
minute by the minute.
Yeah, that this team runs through Taty. And obviously, as we near the BPL window opening and various windows opening around the world, we start to hear rumors, and the most prevalent right now is West Ham allegedly prepping a $16 million bid for Taty, which
like the price is higher.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure. I felt like we had a high price that nobody was going to meet us at for him, but definitely an interesting thing to keep in mind, because depending on what the deal looks like, that could mean Taty is gone in the end of June. Like literally, like he will not be on NYCFC's roster starting July 1st.
Which would be rough. That gives us
that's not believable. Like
it gives us some time to figure it out, but it's not enough.
No, it's not enough.
Fun fact, if Taty were to sell tomorrow for $16 million, that'd be $2 million more than the guy that Man City signed, who just scored 6 goals.
Julian Alvarez.
And
there were rumors in the, for those that know the little MLS Cup chat that we have going for NYCFC fans, that Julian Alvarez, there were thoughts that he might be around NYCFC, and I think that ship has sailed after what we've seen.
Well, yeah, it depends on how much, obviously Pep wants to get him in there, but I don't see them spending that kind of money for somebody to send down to us. Mm-hmm. Typically that's an academy player, somebody that they signed maybe younger and they want to get some experience. But of all the sister clubs that Man City has, I think we're number one on the list to get any type of human being.
I would say so too. Yeah, the market is too big compared to some of the other teams in the CFG portfolio, I guess you would call it.
But yeah, we've clearly gone way past. We've waffled. We'll see you guys obviously next week after. Whenever he gets home. After
this weekend, probably like midweek. Next week after Minnesota, talk about that. And then the team goes into a big 2-week international break. We'll gauge what the pod wants to do during that time. I know we have some prep we want to do for a little special summer run that we're
trying
planning.
to have the best summer of our lives.
Related to recording and really just living, let's be honest. But we're working to develop a schedule with back to back guests, and that short list is developing. So
yeah,
stay tuned.
Just stay tuned to our Twitter, and you may find little Easter eggs of who or what.
Yeah, if you watch, a couple episodes back, we've definitely name dropped. We're not immune.
We've name dropped before for sure. We're trying to get some OGs in this thing.
It's the best ones to get.
And in there somewhere to get some rest.
Damn, spilt water on the undeniable champions poster.
I got another one downstairs that's untouched.
Yeah, I think we have like 4.
We got so many.
All right, well.
We will see you guys next week, sometime after the Minnesota game. And we're looking forward to that derby eventually.
Quarterfinals.
Yep, in a very, very fun summer. Obviously, thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week. You can find us anywhere that you find a podcast, including YouTube, but especially Twitter. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, peace.